So in this week's episode, we almost killed Bambi's mom. We got to experience all the weather. We got told no all of a sudden by all the brokers. And we made a bad business decision. Tell you all about it coming up on Riding with Kev. What is going on YouTube? To the new subscribers, welcome in. To the usual suspects, welcome back. Take two on this video. I tried to film the first one in Louisiana, and I was going to show you guys the road I drove down going to high school, where I went to high school, but I'm not 100% sure what Louisiana does with their tax money, but I know they do not put it into the roads, so that video was pretty much useless. So now that we are back in God's country, I mean Texas, same, on some smoother roads, I can try and get this filmed again. So last time we spoke, I was up at the, in New Jersey, up at the turnpike there, and I stayed overnight, and I found the load, and it was, if you didn't see the YouTube short, it was out of Allentown, PA. It was a PLM trailer, and I was picking it up at one of their drop yards, taking it into another PLM drop yard over there just outside of St. Louis. So I got there, and of course it has super singles, which I don't mind. I don't care what it is when I'm hauling it. But a strip of tread was missing. I'll try and throw a picture of something in here for you. But in power only, if I'm pulling a trailer for somebody and there's a blowout, I replace the tire, and then when I submit my invoice to get paid, I submit the receipt for the tire. I mean, I don't have to pay for it. It's not, I can't predict when every tire is going to blow. But because this was on the yard and it was PLM, basically all I had to do was scan a code. And within an hour, they had a dude out there, had a brand new tire on it, and I was moving down the road and I didn't have to pay for anything. Rock and roll, right? Easy peasy. So I get that load delivered outside of St. Louis, and I'm looking for loads, and man, they're just not paying. They're either not there or they're not paying. And I'm really not, if you look at the scheme of things, that far from Lafayette, Indiana. Sound familiar? Well, sorry, no mic, but last time we were here, hill was covered in ice. Now, it's covered in mud. Another brand new Dollar General trailer, so you know where it's going. Head on down. I'm tired of playing in the snow. I'm gonna head on down to Florida. See y'all in a minute. So I picked up there and went and picked another trailer going to Ocala. $2.12 a mile, empty trailer. And I got outside of Indianapolis, stopped for the night, got up the next morning nice and early. And in the next 6 hours of that trip, I think I had every weather that there is known to man. It started out with sleet, then it ended up as snow, then it was heavy snow, then in Nashville it was torrential downpours. I got out of that into the fog, got through the fog, saw the sun, and then the wind started in Georgia. So that was a ray of emotions, and it also went from 20 degrees up into almost the 70s by the time I was done that day. But no big deal, we book it down there, I get down to Ocala, get dropped off, get PC on back to the pilot, and I say, you know what? It's time to look for our next load. We've done 3 loads, all of them over $2 a mile. Bank account's happy, I'm happy. Let's find our next load. And so I start sending emails and trying to make phone calls, and I'm not really getting anything. And about 10 o'clock or so, and between 10 and 10:30, I got 3 emails from 3 new brokers that I had never worked with, and all of them said no. The first one said, can't work with you. The next one said, you're unbookable, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'm like, what in the world? And then I get an email from a third broker, I'm gonna say names, and he says, sorry, I can't book you due to a Safer Watch issue.
You just got jammed.
Now, I don't know if you know what Safer Watch is, but I dadgum sure didn't. So I get on Google and find out Safer Watch is part of TruckStop, who you register with your, they keep track of it. Basically, brokers can look at this registry and it tells them all your FMCSA data instantly. So they can instantly know, hey, this guy does this, kind of give them a real reason to work with you. But I don't know how to do it. So I was like, all right, I'll make the phone call. I'm going to call this place called Safer Watch. And I assume since it's for brokers, I'm going to get the cold shoulder, or we don't know what's going on. But I got a dude named Jordan on the phone, and he'll never see this, but if Jordan ever did, that dude is the man. Kind of like one of the West Coast permits. Talk about I didn't know what I was dealing with, and the dude just went above and beyond. And he's going through the files. He's like, all right, let me see. All right, let's check your safety rating. You know, your safety rating is an A. You can't get any higher. You've gotten your inspections. There's nothing wrong whatsoever with your safety. Let me check your insurance. Now, insurance is good. It's got, you meet all the minimums. It's current. It's not within 30 days of expiring. I go, you know, I'm sorry, I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to do some digging. Let me talk to my colleagues. He's just dude, he goes, but I will tell you, I can send emails to all the brokers that denied you and say, hey, SaferWatch has no issues with you that we're aware of. So, well, we'll see what you find and do that. So now I get off the phone with him. I'm really kind of bummed out because the brokers that I have not stopped using me. But what if this causes them to stop booking me and I'm going to be stuck not being able to book loads? What is going on? Well, like he said, 15 minutes later, he called me back. He said, all right, I found the issue. For whatever reason, there was a glitch with FMCSA, and it went from saying you had one truck, which I do, to it said you had no trucks. And it just updated back to one truck. So that was like a change on your SaferWatch. He said, and that's how the brokers might think you're a scam, because why would a guy with no trucks suddenly have a truck and suddenly just try to start booking loads when it showed, I guess my other brokers that I work with just didn't check it or didn't use this SaferWatch or whatever. It showed I had no trucks. And so that change raised red flags. So that guy sent emails to all the people that denied me, trying to help me find a load. But now it's noon, and I'm starting to get kind of panicked about it. You know, I need a load. And I found a load out of Montgomery going right back to Indianapolis. I was like, sweet, I'll pick up that load, get another load down to Florida. We're going to make some bank, empty trailers, awesome deal. So I called the broker. One of the ones that had denied me sets me up, good to go. We'll get this in the morning. I said, all right, I'll head up there in the morning, and I go to bed because I've been up since about 2 o'clock in the morning. And she emails me back, and when I wake up, when I wake up at 3 o'clock, I wake up to an email that says, customer, you can't cover the load, sorry. So now I don't have a load. There's one thing that I have not told you yet, and that was before I left. I told my wife and my kids, I said, I'll be out until probably March 7th because nothing happens in February. You know, in the middle of March is my anniversary, and there's kids get spring break, and, you know, that's kind of a little time, but I'm trying to build up the bankroll because, as y'all know, I like to take time off at the end of the year. But at the beginning of the year, I don't have a whole lot going on. And so I had the conversation, and my son calls me on, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday. He never calls me, ever, because, you know, too cool for school and all that. He's like, hey, Dad, just so you know, we're off Friday for teacher work day, and we're off Monday for President's Day. You think you'll be home? It wasn't in the plan. I'm on a load at that time. Like, I don't think so. And you can kind of hear the disappointment in his voice. And in speaking to my wife, apparently it got mentioned again that, hey, you know, Dad said there wasn't anything going on, but we're going to be out of school, and my kids actually kind of do miss me. I'm not the coolest dad in the world, that's for sure. And I'm going to say this the wrong way, and so please don't read into this and give me a bunch of hate comments. I'm just being honest. I don't want to make bad business decisions. But what was the point of going through all the headache to start my own authority and getting my own truck and figuring out brokers and all of that if I can't run how I want to run? Some of y'all know they've been around a while. I went to a lease purchase carrier where I was buying the truck, paying the maintenance, paying the fuel, paying for the truck, and I tried to take it somewhere, and they said, you can't do that. That's one of the reasons that I left. And so this whole trip is going to cost me about $250 to get home. I'm only going to be home for 4 days, and I'm going to go back out next week. But, you know, it's Valentine's Day, which, again, Hallmark holiday to me because, you know, I tell my wife I love her and show her I love her every day. When I'm home, my wife doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, she doesn't do laundry, she doesn't do dishes. I do all of that for her. So I don't need some Hallmark holiday, but it's on the calendar. We can all draw little hearts and give huggy cases and put crap on Facebook, I guess. But we are in the great state of Texas. We are 140 miles from the house. We're going to get to the house, enjoy our time off, and we got 3 weeks to crank it out. I can't wait to get those videos filmed because those videos filmed means I had a good time. So we are doing great. Life's fantastic. God bless. Let's get rolling.